You are about to join me as I embark on the longest road trip of my life. What you are about to see is the results of 4,000 miles and 10 days of driving while completely on my own. If my car runs out of gas or if I get a flat tire, I'm screwed. Life doesn't always have a safety net, but it's the uncertainty and the elements of danger that made this journey feel that much more epic and meaningful. I am sharing it here on YouTube so that it may be immortalized and so that I may revisit the greatest adventure I ever had until I'm old and gray. There will be times when I have no commentary to add, because I will be left speechless by the sheer visual splendor I will be witnessing. Some of it couldn't be filmed, such as when I had dinner at a steakhouse while listening to an old cowboy sing Willie Nelson covers, or when I drove 20 miles outside Laramie, Wyoming to park on the interstate in the middle of the night to watch the stars. So join me as we hit the road together, where every mile is a story waiting to be told, and every stop is a chance to experience the beauty of the world around us. This is not just my adventure, it's an adventure we'll embark on together. Let's dive into the heart of America, where the journey is the destination. Tennessee welcomes you. You know, I've noticed something around this part of my journey. I've seen a lot of tires on the side of the road. I don't know if we'll catch anyone here, but I've seen just lone tires just sort of resting against the bank over here. It makes me really genuinely wonder what the story is behind it. It gives me a good idea of, I guess, my chances. Anyway, the Babyhead. All right, so the Babyhead. See. Alright, so last time I had the Babyhead with me, I was driving from North Carolina to Arizona, and I made it there and back without a single accident or flat tire or anything, so I just think he's good luck, so I take him on long drives like this. And this is what I most remember about Tennessee: driving through traffic. Lots and lots of traffic, going 34 miles per hour on the interstate where the speed limit's 70. This is what I remember about Tennessee. Yeah, that's what I think of when I think of Tennessee, alright. Just traffic as far as the eye can see. Probably can't really see too well, but whatever. Knoxville. Welcome to Nashville, Tennessee, everyone. It's Nashville. Can't you tell? Finally out of Nashville. God, I can't stand that traffic there. But 199 miles until Memphis. Oh boy, can't wait to go and deal with that shit. Little known fact about Tennessee. It just goes on and 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 on. Hey, what's up, Arkansas? What's going on? You know, you really don't see this kind of, I don't know, you don't see this kind of natural beauty over in North Carolina, where it's just miles upon miles and miles of absolutely nothing. Just emptiness. I love it. I can't describe what it is. Maybe it's just that I'm not used to it. Maybe it's just the fact that it feels so, I don't know, breathable. It's like, kind of like your mind is able to just spread its arms out. I don't know, man. And I don't really have the words to describe how this feels. Just minimalist and beautiful. You can see for miles and miles and miles. Actually, it kind of reminds me a lot of home. This is what Missouri looks like, in case you're wondering. So I've been seeing a lot of signs that look like this. I'm not sure what it means. I mean, you know, Grove Street represent, but still, like, what are these? I mean, okay, we don't really have this stuff over in the East Coast. We don't have roads that are named after the alphabet. So I wonder what that means. Like, I don't know. I guess I'll look this up when I get a chance. All right, y'all, this is what Iowa looks like. Birthplace of Slipknot. Kind of looks a lot like Missouri, to be honest with you. All right, well, that was 5 minutes in Iowa. Now I'm in Nebraska. Looks pretty much like Iowa. Ooh. Very dubious. Very ominous. Hope I don't get no tornadoes. Welcome to Nebraska. Nebraska. I've been driving in a straight line for the past 6 hours. Hello, Wyoming. Here we are in beautiful Wyoming. Why are we in Wyoming? Well, I caught wind that there's a house made entirely out of dinosaur bones and fossils, and I must see it. It's important. Snow. See? Wyoming's got snow. We're currently in Laramie, Wyoming, where the guy at the desk was actually really nice and helpful. And he gave me this map of all the cool stuff you can do in here. Looking around, I see, it may not show up here, but Wyoming Territorial Prison State Historic Site. I'm gonna check that out. The guy at the counter said that there's a secret there's a hidden little tourist attraction over here. Something's over here, so I gotta check this out. Dirt road. Who knows what's there? It's gonna be cool. Nope, wrong direction. I'm just really bad at following directions. That's why I need a GPS to tell me where to go. No, that was actually a here, let me see if I can get a look at the sign up here that I passed along the way. Here's a very skinny horse. Yeah, this isn't where I was supposed to go, so never mind. Good morning from beautiful Laramie, Wyoming. Alright, time to leave you Best Western. Possibly not for the last time. To go to, what is it called? Oh yeah, the Fossil Cabin. This is happening. We're doing this today, folks. You know, it kind of reminds me of New Mexico or Arizona or kind of like that part of the country. It's really beautiful. I know this may not be beautiful to everyone, but to me it's, I don't know, just think about this, just the emptiness of it. It feels so minimalist. It's just like being able to breathe. It's beautiful. Alright, so this is the Fossil Cabin Museum over in, I don't know where in Wyoming. So, what does that say? Well, unfortunately, it looks like they're closed, and they have been closed for a while. So, I suppose I won't be going inside here, but legend has it that somebody built this entire place out of dinosaur bones and fossils because he didn't have enough to go and make a dinosaur. So, he went and did that. But, well, I guess it's probably more impressive on the inside. And the biggest tragedy of all is that there is really nowhere to pee around here. Ooh, I guess that would be the house. That over there must be the actual cabin made of fossils. Interesting. So cool. A little piece of history. Like again, once again, I reiterate that I'm disappointed that it looks like it's closed down. Oh well. Population 311, I think. I'm not really sure. A little small town. Speed limit's 30, so. Wild. See, this is the problem with going somewhere on like the weekend. And specifically, today's Sunday, so literally everything is closed. But I might be able to get some footage of the prison itself. Maybe. Not really. Now, I don't really know what a territorial state prison is, but I assume it's just somewhere that convicts go. Either way, it is pretty. I'm sure it's probably not that pretty if you're stuck here, serving out a life sentence, but nonetheless. Here we're in beautiful downtown Cheyenne, Wyoming. I'm gonna check out this museum.
you can see this, but I have 21 miles until I run out of gas. I guess I failed to kind of realize that there is no gas station in between here and or from where I went to. There is no gas station, and I have 21 miles till I'm out, and town is apparently 9 miles away, so hopefully I'm good. Okay, I didn't run out of gas, but I have to admit that if I did, it would have probably made for better content. I have never seen a Walmart parking lot this empty before on a Sunday night at 7 p.m. Yeah, this is how you know Wyoming is a legal state. Alright, we're finally leaving Laramie, Wyoming. It was a really nice town, and I really enjoyed my entire stay here. Did lots of cool stuff, got to see lots of cool things, but it's time to finally reach our real destination, Mount Rushmore. I just want to take a moment to pull over and take a look at some of these beautiful mountain ranges over here. It's a little hard to record when you're driving, for obvious reasons, so. Car, sometimes I just don't understand you. Here we are. 104 miles per gallon. 107 miles per gallon. Car, are you okay today? I know I'm a little sick, but you're acting just goofy. 110 miles per gallon. What is right with you? I want to capture this moment on camera, just so that I know it existed, and I can't just say that I imagined it, because this is something that just is not meant to happen. I'm not even going downhill. What the heck is up with my car? I mean, I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining. I'm just gonna see how high this can go. I'm just gonna keep recording until it goes down again. 123. I think this is the highest I've ever seen a car get before. That isn't like a Tesla. Well, Teslas don't even take gasoline, so. Okay. By the way, welcome to beautiful downtown Wheatland, Wyoming. This is a town, I guess. Beautiful town. I really kind of like the infrastructure here. I guess that'd be City Hall, and that would be the police station, and I guess that's the school. And oh, those guys must be the state council over there. I guess they're the governing body. Welcome to Hartville, Wyoming, population 64. I wonder what's happening over there. Well, I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, something's happening over there, and it really don't look so great. Oh, hey, we're in South Dakota, by the way. I didn't see any signs or nothing, but just so you know, welcome to South Dakota. Ain't it majestic? So we're only about a half hour away from Mount Rushmore, and this is kind of what South Dakota looks like. Definitely more tree-ish than where was I? Wyoming was. You know what? The place has charm. Alright, this is it. On the way to the mountain. Let's go see some presidents. Okay. So from left to right, that is, looks like Washington, Jefferson, Roosevelt, and Lincoln. And that is Mount Rushmore. You know, now that I look at it, Jefferson's face seems a little bit busted. I mean, Roosevelt looks pretty cool, and Lincoln, it looks like they put a lot of time and effort into him. Nose could use a little bit of work. But Washington looks pretty good. I think he was the one they put the most time on, actually. Strap in, losers. We're going to the Badlands now. Oh yeah. Alright, I've never seen it that high before. Can we get higher than 131? Huh? A little bit more? Come on. Come on. Yeah! Alright, that's about as high as I'm ever going to see it, most likely. If it ever reaches 150, I'll start recording again.
Even though I would really like to spend all day and night here, the truth is that I want to really go to the Presidential Wax Museum, and that closes at 5 o'clock. And now it is 2:30, so if I hurry, I could probably make it there.
I've been seeing signs for wall drug the whole time I've been driving over here, so I'm just gonna pull over and see what this is all about, because I mean, I hope it's worth the hype, man. Let's see what this wall drug's all about. I've seen like 50 signs for it on the ride to the Badlands. I have to see what this is all about. I heard they had an 80-foot dinosaur statue. Is it the one from Pee-wee's Big Adventure? Maybe. I guess we're gonna find out soon. There's not too many 80-foot dinosaur statues in the world, so it might be the same place from the movie. Surprisingly, it's not the 80-foot dinosaur from the movie. I guess there's more than one. That was the Presidential Wax Museum. Now we're on our way to Wonderland Caves. Now, I've never been to a cave before, but I'm really enjoying South Dakota, and there's probably a lot of cool stuff to see around here that I don't even know about, so I guess I'll see you at the caves.
Try to keep from touching the formations.
Sure.
Physically, everything's really strong, but it doesn't really like oils and everything.
So this is all natural?
For the most part, you'll see they did a lot of work for the pathways and the stairs and things like that. But yeah, the cave itself is natural. So, all right, guys. Well, if you're ready to rock, let's go ahead.
Sure.
We were actually found all the way back in 1929. And it was completely by accident. There's two brothers, Pete and Thurston Lee, just a couple of loggers. They were just cutting trees out in the canyon one day when, kind of like those guys were doing out there today. Their little dog that they had with them ran out chasing after a rabbit. So they're actually just up here looking for their dog, and they happen to find the cave. Any guesses to what they might have been hoping to find? Before I turn you loose. So if you're thinking of things like stalactites, stalagmites, your dripping formations, you're not going to see many of them up here. You'll notice when we look around, it's really pretty dry up at this top part of the cave. So we'll see all the wet and dripping stuff down at the bottom. The main thing you'll see up here, we'll start to see a lot of crystals shining on the walls. But the brothers that found the cave, they thought these would be quartz crystals, which, is usually found in the same place as gold. They're similar places as gold. But we don't have quartz crystals down here. We have calcite, calcium carbonate, which is basically a crystallized form of chunk. But no.
Maybe that's looks like moss, but it's rust.
Moss,
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a little.
So it's... Oh, okay, I see it.
Oh yeah. There it is.
Yeah, there's a couple stairs, but it's definitely a little better dramatic than anyway. You probably already noticed it looks a lot different than what we saw upstairs, right?
Yeah, it looks more finished down here.
But everything down here at the lower part of the cave was really 2 or 3 feet tall, 4 feet in a lot of places, so they were crawling through almost everything down here. We'll really get a sense for how much digging they had to do. Like I said upstairs, all of these rocks cut and moved by hand throughout the 30s.
Wow.
So we'll start to see why it took them 10 years. I mean, they did a lot of digging. They moved a lot of rock.
Looks like it.
But yeah, all just for public access. One of the things they would do back in the 30s, they would fill parts of the cave up with purple smoke, and they'd have some of the crew out at the surface to see if the smoke came out. Air vent are a good reminder of a lot more of the meets the. It doesn't look like much, but this does go all the way out to the surface.
So,
Wow.
roughly how far down are we right now?
Close to 200 feet.
That is so cool. Yeah, I see all that lime. Is that limestone? That
Yep.
gooey looking rock stuff?
Yeah, we'll start getting into that around the corner. All just
Yeah.
dissolved limestone.
Wow.
A little bit about the dogtooth Sbarro crystals. We'll see some really nice ones up ahead.
I thought you never know.
Yeah, but unfortunately, now it'd be pretty cool.
These aren't part of the cave.
I mentioned upstairs between the stalactites and the stalagmites and the crystals, but unlike a lot of crystals, there's not really much use for these on the surface. They break pretty easily. They react with oils in our skin, so you can't really use them in jewelry. They actually stain brown with UV light, so you can't put them in like your landscaping or anything. Long story short, pretty stone in the caves. Not really one they do much mining for. So.
And that's dogtooth, you said?
Dogtooth Sbarro crystals, yeah. Well, we'll start to see some of our dripping and wet areas of the cave now. So we got mostly stalactites and stalagmites.
Oh yeah, that's
Anybody
a
remember which ones are which?
stalactites are on the ceiling because they got a C in them,
Exactly.
and stalagmites are on the ground because they got a G in it.
Exactly, stalactites and stalagmites.
Yep.
So we'll start seeing a lot more of those. Like you mentioned a little bit ago, I think the easiest way to think of how these work, it's basically like a big lime buildup. It's all just dissolved limestone. So it's no different than the lime buildup you get. And then down here, it leaves it behind as it drips.
Awesome.
It does take close to 200 years to form an inch though, so it's a pretty slow process. Okay, we got the stalactites at the top, stalagmites at the bottom. We'll see some further along that connect all the way. I do encourage touching too if anybody wants to check the crystals out in here. We can see the ones that have gotten handled throughout the years, they do get rounded off over time. Wow. There's a couple needles down on the other side too. There's a little carrot patch in the bottom. Pig at the top, he's trying to get down to the carrots.
So you said like all this red is from rust, from iron?
Yep, iron. Yep, well, hoping you get a ribbon instead. It's cave bacon.
Oh,
All the same stuff we were talking about a little bit ago, though. It's all just dissolved limestone from up above us. All calcite. So over on the other side too, we can see basically how it all works. So if you've got a slope to the ceiling, you get the ribbons, and if it levels off at the end, you'll get a stalactite dripping right from the end.
Wow. That's all just limestone?
Yep, I'll just calcite. We'll start. Got Davy Jones's beard, maybe if we like the Pirates movie. We got a big piece of glowstone up there at the end, and some cool stalagmites up in there to the left. Snow White the Seven Dwarfs. There's the tallest stalagmite. She's got 7 little ones with her.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, lots to see around here, guys. Look around.
It's really just so much to look at.
Yeah, for being a smaller cave, there's a lot down here.
Yeah, so much detail.
That's a good question so far. Is there any others we thought of? There's a little bit of a step here in the path, so just watch your step. Likes to sleep in. Calcium comes from it. All these white layers were at one point probably shells or bones.
Cool.
If we keep in mind about 200 years or so for an inch, we are starting to see some of our bigger stalactites and columns now as we go. Get into the real guys. Some pictures and then just let me back over here when you're ready.
All right.
It's a little slick though, so just be careful.
Oh, there's a lot to see over here.
Pretty quickly. It doesn't take too much of that stuff to dry out these caves.
Oh,
Just like a house, you know, if you open a couple windows, you start getting that cross breeze coming through. Really, caves are very sensitive to airflow, so even a little bit of an increase can dry out all these stalactites and stalagmites. So they stopped this project and they kind of left it as is. But again, gives you another idea maybe what a dig site would look like for those guys.
so what happens if the cave dries out?
Really just none of the stalactites or stalagmites, none of that stuff grows.
It won't grow
So,
anymore.
I mean, it doesn't disappear, it all stays there, but it basically just freezes in time.
Yeah.
And they did used to collect water down here for the workers. I always have to do a disclaimer though, I don't recommend drinking from the rock. It's clean coming from the cave, but there's been thousands of fingers splashing around in there this summer, so, don't drink the water. But this is one spot, if there were certain rocks they had to clear away from the path or anything like that, they'd stack some of the prettier ones up in here. Some more nice dogtooth spar crystal, some of that cave popcorn, some more cool layers, maybe some red velvet cake in the back up there.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, and since we got a little group, one of my favorite, I like seeing all the new growth, all the new stuff. You got some little cave bacon up here. Looks like little veins of it just getting started too.
Oh, I see.
So in a couple thousand years, those will be big ribbons of bacon. The old mining helmets are pretty neat. The old carbide lamps. If you're not familiar, they put calcium carbide pellets
Yeah?
in the front in a little canister, and then there's a little top to hold water in the top, or a little reservoir for water in the top. So water and carbide powder would mix and it would make a settling gas.
Oh, cool.
You could light right in the front.
All right, that was Wonderland Caves, and it was dope as fuck. So now it's time to go to Deadwood because I ain't never been there, and I heard of the TV show, and so it's gonna be pretty cool. And maybe I'll see a cowboy, or maybe a horse, or a bandit, or a desperado. But you know what I'd really like to see is maybe somewhere to wash my goddamn car.
Welcome to Deadwood, South Dakota. Just like the TV show, right? It's pretty bright out, so you probably can't make out too much of this, but this is what downtown Deadwood looks like. I think I know what kind of politics they have out here. Alright, so I think this is supposed to be Needles Highway in Hill City, South Dakota. It's very... Shut up. So I'm going a little bit over the line, whatever. It's very pretty. I just love it. I guess that's why they call it Needles Highway, because of all the pine trees and stuff. I don't want to stop in the middle of the road and take pictures of stuff, but hope you can see that up there, that beautiful rock formation. With all those trees and oh shit, there it is. Yeah, there you go. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. Leaving Black Hills National Forest. Okay. All right. I bet that this is a great place to come to at night. Looks a little clouded today, so I don't think I'll be able to see the stars like I could over in Wyoming, but this is beautiful. Breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. This isn't even like a national park or anything. This is just freely available anytime. Wow. I think this is actually the real Needles Highway because that's what the sign said. Wow, look at that. Also, I need to really be careful about the road, but I think I'm okay. I'm holding the camera above my head actually, so it should be fine. But yeah, be careful. A lot of one-lane roads over here, and oh my goodness, look at this. It's just stones. It's just stones. Look at this shit.
All right, folks, good morning. We're going to Spearfish Canyon. I'm told that we can see some waterfalls over there. This is just what it's like on the drive there. Isn't that amazing? I mean, sometimes I just have to get out and record things. And I know that it's probably just, you know, commonplace for people who live around here to see this kind of stuff, but to me it's interesting. It's like you're just surrounded. Every inch of this is interesting to me. It's like 30 minutes to noon, and the sun is actually too low to shine over on this part because these mountains are just that high. Oh, do you hear that? That must be Spearfish Creek, or Canyon, or whatever. I think it's a creek. I think it's creek. We're gonna find that waterfall somewhere, folks. According to the sign, this location is known as the Devil's Bathtub. Why it is called the Devil's Bathtub is yet to be determined. Maybe if I follow this trail, I will find out the answer. I wonder if that's where the waterfall is. I think this is the start of the trail. Let's go. You know, now that I think about it, I wonder if we're gonna see any wolves or wildebeest or buffalo or rattlesnakes or bears or... Really should have worn better shoes for this. I think it's time for me to face the foregone conclusion that my feet are going to get wet. It's fine. I've accepted it. Man, I'm already out of breath. Wonder what used to live in that thing. I don't think I want to know. Let's go this way. By the way, my feet are absolutely soaked. I had a wad of cash in my shoe, but for the sake of but I had to take it out for obvious reasons. I think I'm starting to know why they call it the Devil's Bathtub. Well, that was the Devil's Bathtub. I turned around and went back for, well, I couldn't really find where I was going anymore. Honestly, truth be told, if I didn't stumble upon a couple hikers out here, I would have probably been lost out here. But, you know, it's all good. I may have been ill-prepared for the Devil's Bathtub. I'm sorry, little fish. You've lived a long and prosperous life, but this is your resting place. May you find peace in Fish Valhalla. Well, while I wait for my shoes to dry, I'll just keep taking videos of this beautiful mountainous landscape. We seem to be going downhill, so I don't know if we're going away from the waterfall or what we're doing. This might just be the return trip, but I guess I don't really know. Well, I guess that's that. I was really hoping to see a waterfall, but I think that if I would have continued on that trail, I could have found it. Hang on, let me roll up the window. I think that if I could have continued on that trail, I could have probably found the waterfall, but I don't know. I hope the guy in front of me doesn't think I'm recording him, but anyway, next stop is Cosmo's Mystery location. Well, sadly, Cosmo's Mystery area is actually closed today, so I think we're gonna head back to the Badlands and get our full fill on there. Welcome back to the Badlands. I think I took a different route this time because I seem to be up close and personal with it this time. Okay. Guess my shoes are still slippery. Alright, so this area has 3 hiking trails, easy, medium, and hard. So I don't know which one I'm on. It seems pretty easy, especially compared to Devil's Bathtub, but I guess we'll see some stuff. Yeah, apparently there's 3 different walking trails here, but they're not really marked, so I don't know where I'm going. And I think it'd be pretty easy to get lost in this place, so I need to be very careful. I'm kind of thinking of just walking out into the desert forever and just kind of like letting this be my new habitat. Okay, so this kind of looks like a trail, so let's go take this path. I like the zigzags here. It looks like it was carved out by hands, so let's see. Well, this doesn't look like a trail. Oh, let's try it up here. I think I can get up. Maybe not. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not really sure if I'm even going on a trail or not, but I guess the fact that I can walk through this means it's a trail, so I guess let's just take this path and see where it goes. Side note, I kind of have to pee. I'm out of breath, but I kind of have to pee. It doesn't really look like much of a trail, so I think I have to go back. That was great, actually, but I'm really gonna have to go and find a car wash after I go and get out of here. I mean, legitimately, this car is covered in bugs, and there's literally a wasp right on my windshield eating another dead bug. Because, man, I've probably killed like 300 bugs just today driving on the highway getting to here. So, yeah, it ain't great. It ain't good. It ain't very attractive. Yeah, this is definitely a different part of the Badlands that I took last time. This is pretty cool looking, actually. It seems more high up. Seems a little more, dare I say, even dangerous. But yeah, first thing I do when I get out of here is I'm washing this car, because holy crap, man, it is not looking good. I mean, it's like, there's flies, I mean, it's like a cartoon. There's literally flies buzzing around in my car. Well, not in my car, on my car. There's no flies in here. That's disgusting. But I guess it's just from all the many dead bugs that are on my car from driving on the highway at about 80 miles per hour for the past, I don't know, week. It's been a week. I've been on the road for a week. This is much better. We're at the Super Tunnel Car Wash. I know it's kind of pointless for me to go and document every single mundane thing that happens, but this is a big deal for me. Oh, whoa, this is, oh my god, all right. I'm glad that I had this on. You know what? This is cool. I don't care what anybody says. Guess that's it. You're clean now. Don't you feel better now? It's okay, car. It's okay, car. You're better now. So they bumped me up to first class. Or, sorry, not first class, but the suite. So this is what my room looks like now. I'm probably going to be leaving tomorrow. But today I have my helicopter ride.
And I also plan on checking out the Toyota dealership because I think I really need some service done. It's almost time for the oil change. I don't know what that's gonna cost around here, but check it out, I got 2 beds. The weights are mine, I mean, but like, yeah. That's the nachos from this morning. I had nachos for breakfast. Plain, but
It's very different. The visibility is better. It's a lot smoother.
yeah. Wow. Oh, it's smoother, because airplanes are pretty smooth.
Yeah. So.
It is October 21st at 9:16 a.m. and it is time for me to head out and stay on the road would be nice too. Yep, unfortunately it is time for me to say goodbye to Hill City, South Dakota.
This was honestly the greatest part of my entire vacation, hands down. Can't get enough of it. I will be coming back here again. Oh my goodness, holy crap. There was just so much to do here. I am in love with every single person who lives in this entire town. Everyone here was the best. Just the mountain ranges, the trails, the helicopter ride. Holy crap, the helicopter ride. Whew, that was the best part. That was the single greatest thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. Whew. My journey will have me going back through, I'll actually be taking a different way back. I'll be going through Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, and I think that's everything. And Virginia, of course. And my home state of North Carolina, where, you know, I think this may have changed my perspective and made me really enjoy traveling and exploring and wanting to see what's out there. So yeah, I guess I'll see you later. Well, welcome back to Iowa, everyone. Looks just like how I remember it. You know, it may look pretty out here, but it sure don't smell pretty out here. Alright, so this is Illinois. I've never really been here before. My general idea of Illinois, just going by just what I've heard about it, is that it just seems like it's, I don't know, just like a really industrial, it's like, in my mind, I've always pictured Illinois as being like 50% industrial and 50% just corn. So I guess I'll see what it's really like once I actually get to drive around in it. Alright everybody, welcome to Indiana. Welcome to Indiana, everybody. Hope it's exactly how you pictured it. So far, Indiana just kind of feels like New Jersey, but a lot bigger and on a larger scale. But other than that, yeah, that's Indiana for you. So this is Ohio. My first time being in Ohio. It looks pretty nice so far. Sorry, I'm chewing on some beef jerky. I wasn't expecting to enter Ohio right now. So here, it's almost 5 o'clock. I have 465 miles to go. I'm thinking about just doing this whole thing in one go. According to Google Maps, I still have 7.5 hours of driving. So I'd be getting home or like a little after midnight. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of driving at night, but I'm also not the biggest fan of staying in hotels and paying $130 a night. So, well, I guess we'll see what happens. What do you think? Okay, all right. Okay, you make a pretty compelling argument. If I don't want to pay all these exorbitant fees for hotels, why don't I just go to an Airbnb? I mean, I do have the time. I can just go and put it in my phone, the app. I could just put the app on my phone, and I could just go and order a room through Airbnb and stay there the night if I don't want to pay exorbitant hotel fees. You're absolutely correct. Sure. The problem with that is, I mean, I'm trying to think of reasons not to do it because it is a really good idea. You're right. It's just that you don't really know where you're staying with that. You don't know if you're going to have like an uncomfortable bed. You don't know how far off the road it's going to be. It might be like, 20 miles inland or, in the town. And maybe I just want to be able to, scoop up my stuff and get right back on the street and hit the road again. And yeah, I do have time. I have plenty of days before I need to go back to work. That is true. It's just that I really would prefer the convenience of a hotel. And yeah, that does seem kind of like an excuse. Or maybe I just don't want to go and stay in some weird person's house. I don't know. I guess if I was with somebody else, I'd consider it. Plus, it's like, I don't know, I'm just not really familiar with it. I know, it's a terrible excuse. It's a terrible reason. Absolutely terrible reason to not go to an Airbnb. So it looks like I'm just going to try my best to drive all through the night. Well, maybe not all through the night. All right, is it really that crazy to drive somewhere and drop off at like what, midnight, 12:30? That's my ETA. I mean, I'll have to drive at night a little bit, but I've done it before. I mean, I used to deliver pizzas at night. It's not like the scariest thing in the world. Either way, it's one less thing I have to pay money for, so let's just go with that, all right? Are you cool with that? Are you cool with that? All right, this is it. Home stretch. We got 313 miles to go. GPS says it's going to take 5 hours, 15 minutes. It is 7:17. We'll get there roughly 12:30, 30 minutes after midnight. I can do this. I think you can do this too. Let's go. Welcome to West Virginia, everyone. This is West Virginia, home of I don't know what, but a lot of stuff that people don't like to talk about. So I didn't catch it on camera because I was too late to do it. But yeah, I was thinking about how deer happen to just show up out of nowhere, and I'm driving at night. It made me a little nervous, but you know what? I'm not going to puss out. I'm going to make it to the end because I promised myself that I would. Strangely enough, the song, my playlist came on randomly. It's set to random, but the song "Arriving Somewhere But Not Here" by Porcupine Tree came on, and I ain't gonna tell you what that song is about, but you could probably guess what it's about by the title of the song. And I'm thinking, oh man, I hope I'm okay. I hope nothing happens. And on the other side of the road, on that side, I mean, it's about 5 miles back, but there were about like 50 police cars and a bunch of fire trucks, and the whole road was just shut down. I don't know what happened. I mean, I guess someone got in like a very, very bad car accident, so yeah, you know what? The city is kind of beautiful at night, I have to admit. Let's just take a minute to soak it all in. So I got, according to my GPS, less than 4 hours left of this, so I think somewhere around 3 hours, 45 minutes to Bye City. And I feel fine, I'm wide awake, just hope nothing crazy happens on the way. I gotta admit that I'm not really a fan of these weird back roads that it's taken me on to avoid the toll roads. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why it's taken me to this weird, like, serial killer back road, but, you know, I'm glad that I have plenty of gas. I'm just gonna go say that. And hopefully, you know, I make it home. So according to my GPS, this road is, the speed limit's 55 miles per hour. Now, I'm just gonna like let my camera roll for a little bit. You can experience like what a 55 mile per hour speed limit road is like, because I find this a little hard to believe. Shut up. I mean, all right, so okay, here we go. 55 miles per hour, everyone. Let's just take this curve. Let's go 55 around this curve. Sounds like a great idea. Now let's go 55 around this curve. Does that sound smart? Probably not. Slow down a bit. 55 miles per hour, by the way. Yep. That's that beeping. That's what happens when I get a little too close to the side. It's a car thing. So, you know, 55 miles per hour speed limit. To be honest, I haven't actually seen a single speed limit sign on this road, so I guess it's just kind of like drive at your own risk. Anyway, roughly 2 hours and 20 minutes till I get home. Thank goodness for that. Yeah, you know, I gotta say that the hardest part of this entire trip isn't the fact that I've been driving for, 14 solid hours. No, it's those stupid, I mean, I understand, it's the side roads, the backwoods roads. I have my GPS set to avoid moles, I get it, but man, that's the worst part of this whole trip. That is the worst part of this drive, honestly. And this guy, he's the worst part too. Just want to take a minute to relax a little bit, enjoy the tunnel, say hello to the car that's passing me. Hello there. And just kind of reflect on how it's been on the ride back. You know, I gotta say that previous experiences I've had with driving through West Virginia have been, well, mainly pleasant, because I've only ever interacted with it when I was driving to New Jersey, and in those times it was just a simple, oh, welcome to Virginia, by the way.
Welcome to Virginia.
Hey. The previous times I've driven through West Virginia, it's just been kind of like, 15 minutes, because, you know, when you take, I guess it was 95 north, it's just a very simple little nothing. Oh, headlights. And, yeah, this time it was challenging, I'll just say that. So I need to be pretty careful in Virginia. This is important, because I don't know if anybody knows this, but when you get caught speeding in Virginia, they will make you go to court. It's unlikely that they'll just give you a ticket that you could just pay for, because, I don't know. I guess the idea of convenience is just, I don't know, maybe that's just a soft idea for them, but I remember a long time ago, many years ago, I I was going like 65 and a 55 because, well, it kind of sneaks up on you. You know, the speed limit was 65 and it just dropped. And then they tried to get me to go there and pay the ticket in person, but luckily I was able to just pay it over the phone. But yeah, don't mess with Virginia. Welcome to North Carolina, everyone. Got less than an hour left of this. Finally, I could just end this night. I mean, I can end this night. And really, I just can't wait to take a shower. That's what this is all about, honestly. Okay, so I got about 15 minutes until I arrive home. It's been a long day. I guess it's kind of obviously been a long day. I mean, I drove 16 and a half hours. That's a long day for anybody. I don't know. I kind of feel like getting a hot dog, but I think I might come home first. Maybe I just want to see how I feel after I unpack and everything. But it's almost over. Final stretch. You know what? It's actually kind of nice to see this rusty old city again. This little podunk 2-horse town. This itty bitty little town. It's nice to see it again. I can't really lie. And that was how I spent my birthday vacation. As you can see, I'm about 1,300 miles over my. You can't really. Okay, yeah, that's when I should have gotten my That's when I should have gotten my service done, and that's what my mileage is at now. And yeah, that's 16 and a half hours in one day because I just didn't feel like spending money for another hotel stay. So I feel like going somewhere else now. Gotta plan my next vacation. That was fun.